we break up and now I got to take care of that anyway.
Right, and that's why
So,
to me, I would
sense?
think it would make more sense to say, hey, if we ever break up, we would
sell the house.
We would sell this house, and you would stay in something
you could afford.
Not put you in the hood and that, especially we got kids together.
Right.
But maybe it wouldn't be this house.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.
Wow, child. Who would have guessed Mama Joyce was right about little Todd Tucker with the big head being a player this whole time? Ever since the divorce news went public, Kandi kept insisting everything would stay peaceful. She said there would be no messy celebrity-style drama, no chaos, no fighting, because she and Todd were still too cool for all that. But baby, Kandi is singing a completely different tune now. Todd reportedly went to court claiming their prenup should be tossed out, saying he was pressured and forced into signing something he never truly agreed with. And just like that, all the calm energy Kandi promised went right out the window.
Oh, I don't think Todd's worried about Kandi being fair. I feel like he wants to pound his chest a little bit because he's read the jokes.
Damn.
We'll say this. We watched that scene right before their wedding where she said, I've told you from jump, I've never wavered that I wanted a prenup. Why are you feigning confusion now? He hemmed and hawed, called his lawyer didn't pick up. She calls her lawyer immediately picks up. And in the midst of a conversation, it's revealed that he had misled his counsel to not realize that she was already splitting their assets together with any joint ventures. So on camera, we've seen him get caught being duplicitous with lies of omission to his own counsel. If you can't even tell the truth to your own lawyers, then you can't act like you're a victim if you didn't do your due diligence when I've been doing my due diligence and I've never wavered on my stand.
And that still isn't even half of it, because it's starting to look like Todd had this whole plan mapped out from day one, just in case a divorce ever went down. Now he's claiming he's always been the primary caretaker of their kids, and he's pulling out receipts to back it up. Not only that, but he's asking for alimony, major child support, and full custody. Yes, full custody. Kandi is really going through it right now, and she's clapping back at Todd every chance she gets. You can just tell this divorce is only going to get messier from here. Child, I truly hope Kandi's prenup is as airtight and ironclad as Mama Joyce demanded, because Todd is out here acting like he wants everything. For years, Kandi was all about her man, her family, and her businesses. She praised Todd as the best husband she could have ever married, both personally and professionally. And let's be real, Todd was getting a pretty sweet setup. They built businesses together, and they even had an open marriage, with Kandi publicly defending bringing a third person into their bedroom, saying it made their relationship even stronger.
230 said threesomes never work. That's not true. I done had a threesome and it worked just fine. It worked great, actually. Anyway, I feel like
Kandi and this little pussy.
It's the communication.
This little pussy's just hot.
What are you talking about?
Your
I'm
love.
just saying it's the communication on it all. But I think that
would you?
But according to new reports, Todd had been resenting Kandi for years because she was more successful and the main breadwinner. He was constantly bringing up wild, hypothetical scenarios about what he'd get in a divorce, or how Kandi would supposedly act with her money if they ever split. It's like he'd been preparing for this moment all along.
Everything else we've done together.
Right. Which I thought we was always going to do together, and then you tried to cut me out.
I create a lot of things that I don't care that I don't get credit for.
Okay.
Anything I create, Kandi, da-da-da-da.
So you want...
I do not really some weird words.
But that's the way it feels.
Mind you, it's not just one or two random clips floating around social media. There are hours of footage that Todd willingly posted on his own YouTube channel, without Mama Joyce's shadow or criticism influencing him. These videos show his real personality and the thoughts he chose to share publicly. And in almost every one, he talks about how he deserves things from Kandi simply for being there.
I used to date somebody back in the day. That motherfucker catered like I was a billionaire. but it was just something that they enjoyed
How
doing
did she
for me.
cater that she was a billionaire if she didn't have no?
No, I said she catered like I was a billionaire.
Yeah.
So I walked in, and she would work. She worked like anybody else. She had a child, but she would cook. She would cook in her panties. She would do all kind of shit.
Okay, so why y'all didn't stay together?
Yeah, right. She's so damn capable.
Yeah, why y'all didn't stay together?
With the videos circulating online, some people still tried to argue that Todd was only doing all of this for views and attention. Because let's be honest, content like that goes viral fast. They insisted there was no way Kandi would ever play about her money, and she surely wouldn't just sit there while Todd joked about what he would take if they divorced. To them, it was all for entertainment. But now it's becoming clear that everything Todd was saying in those videos wasn't just harmless chatter. It was preparation. It was a setup for what he planned to do the moment things fell apart between him and Kandi. In the divorce filing, Kandi requested joint custody of their 2 children, Ace and Blaze. And let's be clear, the prenup does not say Todd gets nothing. It says the assets she earned before him can't be divided. And it states that if they divorce, he must move out of the house within 30 days. And as successful as Kandi is as an individual, everyone knows the businesses they built together, especially Old Lady Gang, weren't exactly thriving the way fans expected. In fact, in her filing, Kandi claimed they had marital debts, and she asked the court to split those debts evenly. Then on Wednesday, November 26, 2025, right before Thanksgiving, Todd officially responded to the divorce petition. In his response, he asked for full custody, arguing that the kids are primarily with him anyway since Kandi often has to travel out of state for work. He even acknowledged that she's a good mother. And if she doesn't want him to have full custody, he said he'd accept primary physical custody with joint legal custody, since he believes the children will be with him most of the time now that Kandi is working on Broadway. Honestly, that part didn't shock many people. Kandi has always had a packed work schedule, but that wasn't the part that left her stunned. Not even close. We all remember their wedding special, and we all remember how Todd tried to walk down the aisle without signing a prenup. He thought he had it handled, but at the last minute, Kandi's lawyer walked in with the paperwork in hand. Kandi made it very clear, no signature, no wedding. And eventually, Todd signed it. Now, years later, that same prenup is the barrier he's desperately trying to tear down.
I have a question for people who have had prenups or who are part of the prenup land or who have signed a prenup. How easy is it to get out of it? Because the way Todd is running this shit is crazy, bruh. This man said, I want to break that damn prenup when he sat there on live TV and said, I'm going to sign this prenup because ain't nothing going to stop me. Ain't nothing going to stop our love. We're going to be together forever. You signed that shit. And Kandi, you was right. You was smart. But now he wants the children too?
Now he's bringing it back up, arguing that he was never fully on board with the prenup in the first place. Todd claims he only signed it 4 hours before the wedding, under intense pressure, and without his lawyer present. Because of that, he argues the agreement shouldn't be enforced against him now.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Hi, Todd. Okay. Marjorie's my notary.
Okay.
Reagan is going to be one of the witnesses. Kate will be the other witness.
I decided to sign a prenup against my lawyer's advice. In the end, I know all this legal stuff is not going to keep me from being with Kandi. You do many of these on the day,
I have done a couple.
Yeah.
All right, I'm rolling. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, ready. This is a video recording of the execution of the prenuptial agreement between Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. You acknowledge that you've had a sufficient amount of time and opportunity to fully consider the prenuptial agreement and to request changes to the prenuptial agreement.
Yes.
You understand that you are giving up your rights to periodic alimony, lump sum alimony, alimony in kind, attorney's fees and expenses of litigation, property settlement, equitable distribution, and community property.
Todd is claiming that if he and his lawyers had more time, they would have negotiated the prenup differently, because he believes he had far more rights to royalties from Kandi's music and production work. But Kandi is not letting up at all, especially since all that prenup drama played out publicly on the Real Housewives of Atlanta wedding spinoff. Now Kandi is basically telling the judge, roll the footage. She actually wants them to review the tapes from the show, Kandi's lawyer even referenced a specific moment from that spinoff where Todd openly announced that he was fine with signing the prenup after speaking with his lawyers both on and off camera. So as far as Kandi is concerned, there's nothing here to fight about. The fact that Todd wants to bring it up now, and use the kids in the process, just proves that whatever went down behind the scenes must have been extremely messy. And you know what? Maybe Mama Joyce was right all along. Not Todd Tucker pulling a reverse Uno, suddenly demanding full custody and trying to undo the prenup. It really looks like he had this pre-planned the minute he got sloppy with the cheating after those two kids came into the picture. Kandi defended that man from her mother, her aunt Portia, Phaedra, the whole group, and pretty much the entire world. And this is how he chooses to end things. Todd Tucker, when I catch you. I've always felt like Todd was an opportunist. Mama Joyce might have been harsh, but she wasn't wrong about everything she warned Kandi about. But what do y'all think? Do you believe Todd set up a whole scheme from the beginning, or are people exaggerating the situation? Sound off in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye baddies.